One straight line. No shortcuts. Straight to the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Every day at 4 o'clock when all the soaps are over, turn on my television. I watch my favorite talk show. It gives my brain a rest. Oh, but today when I tuned in, I saw most amazing thing. Phil Donahue had found his perfect guest. She was an alcoholic, codependent, sex-addicted lesbian from a dysfunctional family. The only girl to be adopted by a mixed-race couple from Boise, Idaho. She had a premature baby from a marriage to a man, liked to dress up in her clothing. Why she joined that convent, friends, I'll never know. She left the church in '81 to make money as a stripper at a nightclub in Las Vegas, searching for the happiness that she hadn't found. But she contracted Lyme disease, salmonella, botulism, and a little spot of herpes simplex. Then she met the guru who turned her life around. Now she can't eat red meat after dark in the months between Lent and Rosh Hashanah. These are the dietary rules of the cult that she joined in 1985. They live in bunkers underground waiting for the Armageddon. Shirley MacLaine is their savior. And yes, they believe that Elvis is alive. One more time, everybody. She was an alcoholic, codependent, sex-addicted lesbian from a dysfunctional family. The only girl to be adopted by a mixed-race couple from Boise, Idaho. She had a premature baby from a marriage to a man, liked to dress up in her clothing. Why she joined that convent, friends, I'll never know. I guess that's just the way that these things go. I can't wait to see who's on Oprah.
Everyone in this country is under militarized occupation. The gold fringe flag in every courtroom is makes it a militarized occupied courtroom. It's a tribunal.
And welcome to Facts or Frauds, where we compare what sovereign citizens claim the law says to what courts, the law, statutes, and real-world Constitution actually show. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, you're subscribed, and ring that bell. Also, leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. And today we're looking at the entire Michigan court saga of Sovereign Sigsby. Every hearing, every motion, every attempt to dodge jurisdiction, every moment the judge had to stop, breathe, and wonder why.
Right, looks like we're set to go. Okay, I'm going to call Mr. Sigsby's case first because I know that he is here and he is ready to go.
Thank you.
You are welcome. All right, and so this is case number 25T01947FY, People of the State of Michigan versus Robert Wayne Sigsby. And counsel, you can place your appearance on the record.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Mitchell Young for the people.
And Mr. Sigsby, if you could state your name, please.
Robert Wayne Sigsby.
All right.
Yeah.
And
Executor, beneficiary, kind of formal.
all right. And we are here today on a probable cause conference. We had a hearing on July 31st. At that point, Mr. Sigsby had stated that he was wanted to represent himself. We had a long conversation about that at that time. And I did determine that Mr. Sigsby would be permitted to represent himself and that Attorney Hilliker would no longer be appointed on the case to represent Mr. Sigsby. And so then at that time, Mr. Sigsby, you stated that there was some more discovery that you were looking for, body cams and some other things. And so we adjourned to today's date. And then we find ourselves here today. So on that note, Mr. Sigsby, do you have all the discovery that you were looking for?
I do not. I wanted to confer with the prosecutor and I had more paperwork to turn in and I worked tirelessly to get the paperwork in. I got it in. There was no more overnight mailing. So I got it in on Tuesday. I don't know if the prosecutor, David Layton, had received the add-on to the paperwork. I see This prosecutor here has zero paperwork in front of him. So he didn't even get the first paperwork or all of it was sent in. I don't know, Mr. Prosecutor, did you receive any paperwork?
I think they do everything they have a system called Carpel where they do everything digitally. So if he does have a digital file with your paperwork in it, probably
It looked like this.
I believe, Attorney Young.
Your Honor, I'm unaware of anything that was given to our office. My understanding is that Attorney Hilliker provided all the discovery that we gave to him to Mr. Sigsby, and from there he has everything that we have at this time. We did provide Attorney Hilliker the body cam of Officer Isaiah Voorhees, and that is all I have in regards to body worn camera at this time.
But
Yeah, I want to be respectful.
thank you.
So what I said in the last PCC, seeing as how we don't have a Fifth Amendment indictment here, we're going through this process. I feel it's very constitutional not to have an indictment. There was supposed to be body cameras from the other officers, roughly between 9 and 12. I could hardly count how many police were there because of what has happened on the side of the road. It would exonerate me if I had different views of the behavior and the actions of the arresting officer in this civil infraction.
All right.
The
So
fruit of the poisonous tree has been definitely happened.
Your Honor, if I may, I'm obviously not an expert on the facts of this case as I'm just covering today, but my understanding is that the body cam of the arresting officer was provided, being Isaiah Voorhees.
If I may.
okay. Well, hold on. Let me ask a question. So on that one body camera of the arresting officer, do you have that, Mr. Sigsby?
I do.
Okay,
And
so
what-
you have the one. It's just the other ones that you
Right.
want. Okay.
Exactly, because what the deputy did is he concealed he put his body camera on this side of me and blocked it while he reached into my bag and into my pockets. I was cuffed, and he reached in the pocket. I looked down and seen him pull out my Native American herb, and then he stuffed it back in my pocket. But I thought he took it with everything else and threw it into the vehicle. So that right there would exonerate me that I did not bring nothing into the jails. He did.
No malice.
Okay. Nope. Mr. Renfro, you don't have any standing to talk, so I'm going to let you stand there. But that is all I'm going to let you do. You can't say any words today.
I am appearing next, friend.
You are not, because that is not permitted by the Michigan court rules. You can stand there, like I said, I'll let you do, but if you keep talking, I'm gonna make you sit down, and then if you don't follow those rules, I'm gonna have those nice gentlemen back there escort you out of the room,
Thank you.
okay? So, remember, my rules, my court, it's just how it works. Okay.
Objection. I'd like to have an objection.
Sure.
The definition of court here is the person in suit of the sovereign, the place where the sovereign sojourns with his regal retinue. This is my retinue. Black Law's Dictionary is cognizable by the Congress.
All right, this is the 67th District Court. I'm the judge of the 67th District Court, and that's all I'm gonna say about that, okay? So whatever that objection is, it's overruled. Okay, let's get back to the issue at hand, though. The issue at hand is that Mr. Sigsby would like some additional body camera footage. Attorney Young, I know that you weren't here last time on this case, right? It was a different, I think it was Attorney Drummer, I think.
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right.
It's either him or Attorney Bokrakus.
So here is what I'm going to say today, what I'm going to order today is I do think that it is relevant, and I think that it is pertinent if there are other body cameras available of officers that were there on scene, then I do believe those need to be turned over to Mr. Sigsby because I do find them to be relevant. And I think that it's not unreasonable to want those things prior to the preliminary examination. So I am going to order that those be turned over. I'm also going to state, though, that the discovery is what the discovery is. And so sometimes there are situations where people think there is additional discovery that does not exist. So if there is 5 body cameras, then there's 5 body cameras. And if that's what the prosecutor's office says that that's all they have, then that's all they have. So we're gonna order that everything the prosecutor's office has needs to be turned over. If there are additional body camera, they need to get that and they need to turn that over. But we're not going to continue to have a conversation over and over again about discovery that needs to be, or that discovery that Mr. Sigsby you think might exist that doesn't exist. So when we come back next time, I'm going to expect the prosecutor's office to turn over everything they have, and then we will move on to the preliminary examination phase, because we got to start moving this case along at some point.
So Michigan,
Hold on one second. Attorney Young, how long do you think it will take your office to get that additional information for Mr. Sigsby?
Seeing that this is the Genesee County Sheriff's Office, I should be able to get it relatively quickly. However, the videos would need to be reviewed prior to release. I'm thinking 2 weeks would be more than enough time. I could probably do it if I'm lucky by the end of this week, really, to get them. So I'll leave it to the court and I'll get it done. But I'd say either a week or 2.
Right.
Mr.
Mr. Sigsby?
so the problem I have is, a couple of them, is one, Michigan State Constitution says I get to confer with the prosecuting office. I'd like to do that.
Sure.
And then another thing is, on a scene such as that one, you'd think every one of these cops would have, police officers would have their body cameras running. So if he wants to look at them ahead of time and said there is none, no evidence, I'd say that was conspiracy against my rights at that time under United States Code 18 U.S.C. 241.
But we're not even there yet.
I get it.
You know what
I
mean?
get it.
So-
But okay, the video I got, there's a chunk in there where he says if this man would have been by himself, I would have, and it went blank. You can see the lips moving, but you can't hear nothing. So the editing process is taking away exculpatory evidence.
Those are things, so
If he
Those are
threatened
the
me with
things-
death,
those are the things, whatever happened, those are the things that get brought up in front of the jury. You can bring them up in front of your preliminary examination as well, but they get brought up in front of the jury to show weight of evidence. If you're claiming there's evidence that's missing and things like that, those things absolutely can be brought up. It's just that we're not going to prevent having a preliminary examination by saying that you think that there's evidence out there that they're saying that they don't have. Do you see what I'm saying? So once they say, this is all we have, these are all the cameras, then we are going to have the preliminary examination. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to give you time to do that, though, and give you time to talk to the prosecutor's office
Sure.
once you have that information. All right? So, having said that, let's pick a date for the next court date. I think, Attorney Young, you're right. I think to get the information to Mr. Sigsby and then give Mr. Sigsby and the prosecutor's office, everybody time to review everything, and then give the parties time to talk if they want to. I think that setting this for one more probable cause conference, I will find good cause to do so. I do think that's a good idea. And I'm looking at September 4th. Does that sound like a good day to everyone?
well, I'd like to get 21 days so I could send the prosecutor a proper notice of non-response.
That is appropriate.
Oh, you got good math.
Do you want, I can give you a little bit, we can put it on the 11th.
Well,
if you want. Give you
I
a
would
little
like it on the 11th. The reason being because I'm going to send a bill of particulars. If this county does not recognize Fifth Amendment indictment, then they're going to have the bill of particulars because without that, the substantive due process has been violated on its face. There is no indictment on this felony charges, and it is the fruit of the poisonous tree. So I'm concerned that the Constitution of the United States is not being followed on its face by all
Yeah.
parties.
Here's
It's a
what-
point of order.
So
Point of order is a real, what, I got to get it out of the law book again?
I've looked at Mr. Sigsby, I've looked at everything that you filed. In fact, not only have I looked at it, I've highlighted it, and I've even made my own notes.
I see you.
So please know that I do read everything that's put in front of me and
That's
I take
blessed.
it seriously.
Thank you.
But a lot of what you filed is not relevant nor pertinent nor accurate law in any way. And a lot of it too, it's not filed properly in the sense of this. You have to file it as a motion. So if you do have a motion, we'll hear your motion at the next court hearing. Okay, but it has to be filed as a motion. For example, some of these things like judicial notice of adjudicative facts, notice and demand to cease and desist inland piracy.
I'm not an attorney.
Hold on. I'll let you say it when I'm done. It's nonsense. It's nonsense, and I'm not going to address it. Notice of document filing, things, affidavit of truth. One thing I did want to point out to you, you filed your birth certificate in this file. This is a public file. So people could go and get a copy of your birth certificate because it's right here in this paperwork. I would have not done that. I'm not giving you legal advice in any way, but that just doesn't seem like that's a good idea. I just wanted to point that out to you because when I saw that, I thought, that's not. I also have this appearance of next friend, and these things they're just not.
They're Supreme Court.
Hold on, stop. I'm going to let you say those things in just a second. They're not permitted under the Michigan court rules. There's no statute that permits things like this to be filed, and frankly, there's not going to be. I'm not going to spend a lot of time addressing them because they're not relevant to these hearings in any way. I just wanted to let you know that.
All right, I object on the record to be reserved on the record to correct the record. The Supremacy Clause of the United States does bind you to all of this. Article 6, Clause 2, you're in breach of that clause for saying Michigan does not recognize these. You guys are foreign citizens. Title 28, 22, United States Code, Foreign Relationships and Intercourse. Chapter 11 identifies all public officials as foreign agents. Federal Rules of Civil Procedures 4J states that all courts, jurisdictions, and immunities fall under foreign state. 22 CFR 92.12-13, foreign relationships state an oath is required to take office. The 11th Amendment, foreign citizens cannot invoke the judicial powers of the state. 28 USC 3002-15-8 defines the United States means a federal corporation. Michigan is a franchise, and so is this subdivision is a franchise of federal corporations. Corporations have no parity with the tangible in Howard versus Dolan's administration. Governmental actors are foreclosed from creating and attaining parity with the tangible. These are res judicata, Supreme Court laws of the land. Now, I'd say that was treason on its face. The judge has just committed.
Yeah.
Well,
I've been accused.
I'm a living man.
Stop. I'm talking now. I've been accused of committing treason before, not committing treason. Everything you just said is nonsense, and it is not applicable in this court. We're going to leave it at that. We have a court date now set for September 11th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. That will be a probable cause conference. We will be, hold on, let me see where we'll be. We will be back here in Burton on that day. So we'll be here in Burton for probable cause conference. Any motions that anyone wants to file, try to get filed by that time, though I'm not doing motion cutoff or anything of that nature, but it'd be a good time for us to discuss those things. We're not going to discuss any of this again because I have addressed it and found it to be irrelevant to this criminal case today. And anything else from anybody?
I do.
Yes, Your Honor. Just briefly, as is our typical office policy with pro per defendants, I will, once I have the body cam for Mr. Sigsby, I'll have it on a flash drive and I'll hand deliver it to him in court at the next court date. It seems to be the best way to give that discovery. Unless there's another idea.
Can he pick it up at like a clerk's office or something like that?
I don't see why not.
The problem is that we're gonna adjourn it out almost a month. And
Yeah, I don't see why
we're gonna have
not.
to adjourn it again for him to review it, so I don't like that idea.
And I guess I just don't know how I would. Well, I think Mr. Hilliker gave us his address. I don't know how I would be able to contact.
Mr. Sigsby? What's your opinion on that?
Well, yeah, I don't want no improper service here, Michigan. huh, Michigan,
Let's
If there's
see
gonna be an
overall
issue with
how do you
service.
want it? How do you want it provided to you?
I will meet up with him at a conference. I'd like to have a conference with the prosecutor.
Well, you're
Well,
gonna
it says so.
schedule
It says so in
that.
Michigan State Constitution. Let me pull up paperwork.
No.
I just
No, stop. All we're talking about, I'm not talking about conferences right now. I'm just talking about getting discovery to people. So if the prosecutor's office, you know what? No, we'll do it this way. It's the only other thing we can do is I'm going to move the PCC. We're going to have a PCC on August 28th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. That will be to exchange discovery. Okay. So that way we can do it here in the courtroom. There won't be any questions about it. I don't want to put any staff member in a precarious position being accused of things that not delivering things or something along those lines. I don't want to put anybody in that position. So we'll just come back here on August 28th, 2025, 11 o'clock a.m. We'll have a very brief probable cause conference, and that will only be the exchange discovery. If there are any other issues in regards to discovery, we can talk about them too. And then we'll also have another PCC on the 11th. That will give you opportunity.
that answered my next question. That did answer my next question.
Okay.
Okay, because I
Okay.
just want opportunity, and I do object to the prosecutor using the pro se. I'm not pro se. I'm sui juris.
Sure.
Thank you.
However you want to say. Representing yourself, sui juris, pro se,
Myself,
I'm not Civil
War II, so I'm not a civil dead.
presenting
child
myself,
justice.
all those things. They all mean the same thing. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thanks.
All right, Mr. Sigsby, you're up. 25T01947FY, people of the state of Michigan versus Robert Wayne Sigsby. And Attorney Bagrakis, you'd like to place your appearance on the record?
Kimball Gracchus on behalf of the people.
And Mr. Sigsby, can you state your name, please?
My name's Robert Sigsby.
Okay. All right, we are here today on this matter. We're back on an adjourned PCC. We've had a couple of PCCs at this point. The reason for the adjournment today was to ensure we're going to check on the exchanging of discovery. We were here on August 14th, and Mr. Sigsby has stated that he still needed some discovery. He wanted body cameras of all police officers present at the time of his arrest. And I did order any available body cameras to be turned over to Mr. Sigsby. So we have a probable cause conference on September 11th as well, because I wanted to give Mr. Sigsby an opportunity to, file any valid motions that he may want to file prior to exam after receiving all of his discovery. But we set today to make sure that there weren't any issues in regards to discovery. So, having said that, Attorney Bagrakis, what information do you have for me?
Well, I know my recollection was that Mr. Initially all the body cam videos were sent to Mr. Hilliker, and I believe he provided them. He indicated that he had provided them to Mr. Sigsby via a thumb drive. My recollection was also I see we have some cruiser cams, which I had directed my paralegal to send to Mr. Sigsby because, of course, as the court remembers, Mr. Hilliker was removed from representation. So now we have to deal with directly to Mr. Sigsby. And there are, to my knowledge, I don't see nor have any other body cams that are available. We've given or will be able to provide him what we already have.
Well, part of the issue, Attorney Bagrakis, was that why I set today's hearing was last time we were here, I believe Attorney Young was here for the prosecutor's office, and there was some, I don't know what I would call it, back and forth maybe about how discovery was going to be exchanged and where Mr. Sigsby could pick that up. And so I wanted to make sure that any outstanding discovery was handed to him today in court so that he, or not he, but so that we wouldn't have any questions about where discovery is, whether or not it was exchanged. So
okay. Now that I am looking at Mr. Young's notes to that effect, and obviously not being in court, we can't provide it to him via hand delivery. So,
well, and this is the problem we run into when I don't have an assigned prosecutor. Because that information probably wasn't relayed to you for today.
Well, with all due respect, we've tried to provide as best coverage as we can given the circumstances, but
so what's your plan to get that to Mr. Sigsby? I guess
what do you want? I mean, are you asking us or ordering us to give it to him directly?
That was my order last time in court. I ordered it last time in court. Yes.
Okay, but obviously, if it was today's date to give it to him in court, we all knew that we weren't going to be in court today, even if I had it in my hands. Right?
Well, no, actually, no, though. Wait, because last time Attorney Young was here in person, we were all in person. And so we had this kind of long conversation about how a discovery was going to be exchanged. And I said, you know what? I'm going to order any outstanding discovery be provided to Mr. Sigsby, and I'm going to order that it be handed to him in court on August 28th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. That was my order. And I did that in the hopes that it would ease the process a bit, but it hasn't. So hold on just a second, Attorney McGrath, because Mr. Sigsby, what did you want to say?
I understand what the court said, but then you were requiring us to come out to court to hand over some this discovery. Yes. All right. Well,
that was my order. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That was my order.
That's fine.
Hold on just a second. Hold on. I need to let Mr. Sigsby speak. So hold on just a second. Mr. Sigsby, go ahead.
It's critical, because of the angle that the police officer, I watched him pull the sack out of my pocket, my personal Native American herb, and then he shoved it back in and took me to jail with it. I watched this. My friend watched it. He got video of it. I'd like to see the other 10 cops that came there with their guns out.
But the issue is just getting that.
I can meet you. I want to confer with the prosecutor. I got a right to do that. So I was wanting to meet.
I'm not. There's nothing really to confer about, sir. I would recommend against. I would recommend against that, and I will do what I can if the court will indulge us another adjournment. I will make sure that I at least look into the other, making sure that we have whatever copies of either cruiser cam or body cam we have available, that we will get it copied. And if the court tells me to show up at a certain place and time, I will be there, or I will have a representative there to hand deliver it to Mr. Sigsby.
So, Mr. Sigsby, if the remaining videos were put on a flash drive, you can use that?
I can use that.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to order today. And I made an order last time and it wasn't followed, but Attorney McGrath, I know that you, hold on, I know that you will ensure that my order is followed. And I know sometimes it's hard for the younger attorneys, the newer attorneys to to relay that information for whatever reason. But it was an order that I made. I thought I was very clear about it. But I know that if I tell you, I know that it will get done. So I'm glad that you're here today. So what I'm going to order today is that the prosecutor's office is to put any outstanding discovery on a flash drive and have that available for Mr. Sigsby to pick up. At where would he go if he were to come to the prosecutor's office to pick that up? Where would he go?
Well, he could come to our office and make contact down here at district court and make contact with my people, and they will let me know that he is here, and we'll make sure that it gets delivered to him, unless you want him to appear in court sometime and we're down there. And
what I'm going to say is I'm gonna pick a day and a time that he can be there, and that way someone from the prosecutor's office can just walk out with flash drive and hand it to him, and that's that. I don't want to have to set another PCC. We already have the September 11th date, so what I'm going to say is that let's see, Mr. Sigsby, if we said Wednesday the 3rd at some time, will you be able to be at district court to pick that up?
I do believe at this time I can.
Okay.
Judge, can you again? I apologize. With the holiday and everything, can we do it the following week or later in the week? I mean,
we can do later that week. We can do later that week. So we'll do Friday the 5th. Okay, so Friday the 5th. Are you available on that day, Mr. Sigsby?
I will.
All right. So Friday, September 5th, 2025 at Mr. Sigsby, you give me a time.
No, I like 11.
11? At 11 o'clock a.m., Mr. Sigsby will be at the district court at the prosecutor's office to pick up the flash drive, which will have any outstanding discovery on it. It sounded like maybe there are a couple of dash cams. We already had this conversation as well. I know, Mr. Sigsby, you say that there are, I'm not saying I disbelieve you, I'm just saying what you say is that there should be multiple body cams. Prosecutor's office has what they have. If you believe they have insufficient evidence, then that's something that you bring up at trial. But we're going to go ahead with the preliminary exam with what they say they have. And you can address that you think that there's some things missing or not, but we're not going to be able to not move forward because of that issue, okay? So go ahead. What did you want to say?
It's kind of crunchy amount of time to watch the videos. I mean, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So there was like 3 jurisdictions there, plus the sergeant was there. So he was close. You would think the sergeant of the sheriff's department would have his body camera on. And then there was at least 2 Burton cars. I do believe there was around 4 Burton police there. And I mean, if they're running out here, it looked like I robbed a bank is what it looked like. And there's that many people with their police, with their guns. And I couldn't understand this over a traffic stop, a civil infraction. That seatbelt is not an arrestable offense. He had no reason to ask me my ID. So Colder versus Lawson says I don't have to produce an ID.
All right, we're not getting into those things, but I do want you to relay that information of the people that you thought were there, so that Attorney McGregor.
Yes, and the Flint Township was there also.
Okay. All right.
So
good.
one of these people should have the angle of the police taking it out and putting it back in my pocket. That's suspicious of a crime in my mind for any cop to lay you out like that. It's that big of a bag. How could you not find it in a pat down?
Okay, and so last thing is the probable cause conference that we set to actually move the case forward was for September 11th, 2025, 11 o'clock a.m. We can leave it on that date, or we can put it a week after that on the 18th if you think you'll need more time, Mr. Sigsby. It does not.
Time is precious. I'd like to have more time. It would be nice for me.
All right. Okay. Attorney McGregor, are you opposed to putting the next PCC on September 18th?
I am not opposed to that.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so then we will.
Judge, may I inquire just one thing? Did Mr. Hilliker, or excuse me, did Mr. Sigsby receive from Mr. Hilliker the discovery that we already sent to him?
Yes, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And there was a flaw in it. And I remember
Well, I don't know. I'm not getting into a discussion about what there is or isn't. What I want to know is, did you receive it from Mr. Hilliker so
Yes,
we don't
I
have
did.
to duplicate efforts?
Right. We don't need to duplicate the arresting officer's body cam because
Okay.
it's worthless the way he leaned on me that
Okay,
day.
okay.
Well-
We don't need that right now, but you do have, I remember we talked about that. You do have that discovery.
Yes, I do.
Good.
For all
Okay.
parties.
Okay, so one more time. This is what my notes state. This is what we're doing. We're going to put any outstanding discovery on a flash drive, and that will be available for pickup by Mr. Sigsby at District Court on September 5th, Friday, September 5th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. That is an order of the court that needs to be done. Probable cause conference will be moved to, and I will find good cause for that because of these discovery issues. Probable cause conference will be moved to September 18th, 2025, 11 o'clock a.m.
Good.
All right. Thank you.
I never.
All right, thank you. All right, and then that's all of our PCCs today. I believe, Attorney Bagrakis, you agree?
Yes, I believe we've taken care of all of them, Judge.
All right, very good. Then have a good day.
Have a great weekend.
Yes, you too.
All right.
Yes. We can write you out a notice if you want one.
Yeah, some on paper because I got enough things going on in my own life. You know how that goes.
I understand. All right, very good. We'll see you on the
Get
18th.
this from her right now.
Get it from clerk's office. So.
Clerk's office.
Yep.
In a few minutes. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. 25T01947FY, People of the State of Michigan versus Robert Wayne Sigsby. Counsel, if you can place your appearance on the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kent Wallace on behalf of
And Mr. Sigsby, can you state your name?
Robert Sigsby, executor, beneficiary, trust.
All right, thank you. Okay, we are here today on a PCC. I know that there have been some discovery going back and forth. Last time, actually, we were scheduled for an exam, and one of the police witnesses had an injury and couldn't be in court. That's what my notes state, and so we set it for a probable cause conference for today. We're back today. I am hoping that both parties are going to tell me that we're ready to set this for exam again and that there are no further issues.
Yeah, so Your Honor, to start, regarding the discovery, I have just provided Mr. Sigsby with a flash drive that should have all of the requested discovery on it. There is a proof of service given to Mr. Sigsby, and I asked if I could approach to give one to the court for the case file.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. As for an exam, I have been able to talk to Sergeant Lenowitz regarding the officer. He is able to attend court now, so we are ready for an exam date, Your Honor.
All right.
And we would just ask that it be in December. That's the only, he needed like another week or something before he was able to walk, so we would just ask that it be set for a December date.
Mr. Sigsby?
Well, I'm gonna need more time, because I'm gonna need time for this FOIA. To the Treasury of the United States, I request you for your W-9 and the court's EIN number, according to 26 U.S.C. 6903. And I think I feel I need to submit to the IRS a 3949A form on what's happening here. So I'm gonna need to see a copy of your W-9. Can you say that on the record, please?
I will, but I'm waiting for you to finish.
Thank you. That is elegant. Thank you kindly. And, I'm looking for a dismissal for this frivolous cause under 12B of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedures. All of them, all 7, are being violated right here on its face. So I'm going to need to request your W-9 and the court's EIN number. This is a taxable event. And, I need to submit a 3949 to the IRS. I need time to send to a FOIA to the Treasury of the United States under 26 U.S.C. 6903 for the record, to be reserved on the record to correct the record.
Okay, all right, so your request for a W-9 or an EIN for me, that request is denied. That's not necessary nor relevant. No, I don't even know if I have an EIN. I don't think that I
You do.
No, don't interrupt me, please, remember.
I apologize.
I don't know, the court might have one because court actually has employees, but I don't have employees, so I don't have one. But either way, the request is denied. It is not relevant to this case, and it is not necessary. And frankly, it's not anything that you need really in any situation involved in this case. The request for dismissal is also denied. There are no rules being violated here. In fact, the court has been more than lenient with you, Mr. Sigsby, on your requests and different things that you stated and filed and everything. And so that request for the dismissal is denied. Rules of federal civil procedure don't even apply in this hearing. And so, you know, those rules are irrelevant. I encourage you, though I'm not giving you legal advice in any way, I encourage you to focus on the Michigan court rules that apply to this hearing. Those would probably do you better to quote than the federal rules of civil procedure. As far as a FOIA to the federal government, I'm not waiting on a FOIA to the federal government. I don't even know how long that would take, and I do not believe it is relevant because, again, you're talking about tax issues and things like this, and we are on a case that involves a count of assaulting, resisting, or obstructing the police, bringing contraband into a prison, and driving while license suspended. And so I am going to give you time, as I have in the past, so that you can be prepared, but I'm not going to grant the request to just simply adjourn until you can get the information you just stated, because that information is not relevant to this proceeding. So here is what I am looking at in regards to a date. I want let's see. So, Mr. Sigsby, if I were to put this in January as opposed to December, would that make you happier?
It is fine with me, even though I am objection under special restricted appearance that there has been substantive due process violations across the Constitution and the laws of the United States on its face, including the Fifth Amendment. My private property was taken without just compensation. The due process of there was never an indictment. This is a probable cause conference, and that's not suffices to satisfy constitutional substantive due processes that have been violated. And in the 11th Amendment, foreign citizens cannot invoke the judicial system of the United States. And once again, I can read off every way that you guys are foreign right here, easy enough. We have so we're looking at under 4J, Federal Rule of Civil Procedures, all courts, jurisdictions, and immunities fall under foreign state 22 USC 92, 12 through 13, foreign relationships. Once an oath is required, it takes an oath of office to be required. 11th Amendment, foreign citizens are not, cannot invoke the judicial powers of the state. And 28 USC 3002-15A, the definition of the United States means a federal corporation. Foreign Sovereign Immunity Act 1976, 1605 through 1608. The government is liable for violating sovereign people's rights. And again, under Trinity versus Pegularo, anything that the prosecutor says and puts on the record is to be struck. Attorneys cannot give testimony or be a witness in any court case, and I do believe that has happened here too. So we have mass violations of the Constitution and the laws of the United States. And I'm going to need to see your foreign agent registration supplements and your filings with the Attorney General of the United States. I gave you the judicial notice, and no one, not the clerk, not the judge, not the prosecutor, not the false impersonating prosecutor, has showed me a shred of anything. This is false impersonation of a government actor under 18 USC 912.
Okay. The other issues that Mr. Sigsby brought up earlier, he's brought up on a couple different occasions. That's why I didn't really give you a chance to speak at Attorney Wallace. I apologize, but I believe I made rulings on those things before as well. Was there anything you wanted to say in response to what you just said?
No, Your Honor. I think that this has been discussed on the record multiple times. I think every time that we've been on the record in this case, I think the people's position has been made clear on their statements.
All right, thank you. And so I will say one more time, there have been no due process violations in this case that I have seen or that have come to my attention. There is no requirement for an indictment in this case. That's not how this process works in the state of Michigan. We don't do indictments. They do a warrant and complaint that is reviewed by the judge and then signed by a judge, and then it goes to the arraignment phase, and then it goes to the probable cause phase, and then it goes to the exam phase, and then it goes to the trial phase in circuit court if it gets past the preliminary examination. But we do need to have that preliminary examination. We are going to have that preliminary examination in January. When we get to the preliminary examination date, I will, the request for the other documentation is denied as well. Again, completely irrelevant to this case, and I'm not going to entertain those type of requests. And I do want to tell you, Mr. Sigsby, when we come back for the exam date, I am not going to entertain a restatement of the arguments that were made today. So if you want to make a new argument about new issues, I'll allow you to do that, but we're not going to go over these things again. We're not going to talk about EIN numbers and all this other stuff that you talked about. We're not going to do that, just like we're not going to go over this stuff because I have already addressed the other motions that were filed. So we're not rehashing things. We simply do not have the time to do that. We need to get this exam done. So I am looking at, I believe, January. We have all the Okay, 20th? Yeah. I'm on duty for catch-up. Oh, in the morning. Forgot about that. How would everyone feel about January 20th at 1 o'clock p.m.?
Well, I'm objecting to any kind of court date, obviously.
I'll note your objection.
I know you will.
Free
I know you
on
will.
January 20th at 1 o'clock?
Elegant would work. Yeah, can I get that in writing?
That works for the people.
Okay, so we will set this for preliminary examination, and we will get you written notice today before you leave, Mr. Sigsby. January 20th, 2026, if you can believe it, at 1 o'clock p.m. All right?
Preliminary exam.
Preliminary examination, so make sure to bring documentation witnesses. That's the time when I'm going to hear those things to establish whether or not there is probable cause to believe that a crime exists or a crime has been committed. A crime has been committed by you, Mr. Sigsby, and has been committed in this venue being Genesee County. And if probable cause is established, then the matter will move on to your actual trial in the circuit court if probable cause is established.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good? Okay, thank you, everybody.
And that was Sovereign Sigsby's final delay before the probable cause hearing that should have started about 45 minutes ago. We watched him stall, we watched him ramble, and we watched him attempt every straight out of the Sovereign Citizen starter pack. Except none of it actually worked, and it didn't stop the court from doing what courts always do. That's move forward. Eventually. So if you learned something today, hit the like button. If you laughed, hit the subscribe button. If you're a sovereign citizen thinking this video violated your rights somehow, you know who to call. Till next time.
Hi. Well, that's just about it. So, thanks for watching. And we'll see you again real soon.
And once again, if you can, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe, and that bell. And also leave a comment in the comment section, tell me what you're thinking.
Actually, I wish you could see the studio floor right now. There's nowhere more fascinating after a show. Everyone's so busy. like bees or white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
And special thanks to all of our channel members. If you'd like to become a member, just click on the link in the description or click join right next to subscribe.
There's electricians all rolling up their cables. Whoops! Sorry, guys. And there's the sound technicians unplugging all the microphones. Okay if I keep mine on for a minute, Nobby? Stand up.
Alright. If you're still here, you gotta hit the thumbs up button now, right? You're subscribed? And? Okay. And leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think, alright? I'll see you soon.
And of course, there's lots of the producer's friends, all excited, waiting to meet the stars and generally getting in everybody's way. Just like our producer. Oh, we don't mind. Oh, and not forgetting the prop guys. They're busy striking the set. That's an interesting little point there. Striking. That's a word we all use in the biz for dismantling the set. Taking it apart, unscrewing things, releasing safety catches, that sort of thing.